Okay, welcome guys, welcome. So we're going to be playing Fields of Glory Kingdoms again today. We're going to be continuing on where we were previously with playing as Wales with the very, very interesting war against England and England's allies. Now there's a lot that's been happening, and I think I'll start off with a few tips actually if you're sort of newish to the game or sort of really just trying to sort of get a bit of an understanding of what's actually going on in the game. Then hopefully we'll just go through a few little things that may make the game a little bit more accessible to what you're doing. So when you first come into the game, when you open up any turn, you're going to see a number of different things on the screen. You're going to be seeing sort of like different events on the right hand side here, which will be more to do with just a summary as to the important things that then happened during the previous turn. Also, you can hover over to see exactly what did actually happen in the previous turn as well. But a fairly big tip, which is quite interesting, is actually to actually use the message log to filter what you see through here. And I can show you what I mean. Like, there's not a hell of a lot in this one, but I'll just show you very, very briefly. If I change, at the moment we're looking at the explicit messages relevant to your nation or general broadcasts. I can do it just purely for allies as well, which we'll then sort of see that there'll be a lot of things will then disappear. And I can also then do it for foreign, where we're going to end up with a lot of other things happening, where we get a bit of a picture as to what's going on around us with the other kingdoms, which is actually that's fairly interesting to sort of see what does actually go on through there. Just got to make sure that I think we're up and running. I'm pretty sure. I think it's just hasn't updated the actual the title. I think we're okay. Sorry guys, just looking at the actual at the titles there. That should have kicked in. Hopefully it'll kick in soon. Anyway, that's so that's one way to just see what's going on. There we go. It has now just updated. That's good. So we've got you can sort of see that there's like you can get a lot of information just by having just by turning this thing into a different type of filter. You can also then change it so that you've got the message importance, so top, average, and low. You can actually get even more information. You can see in this case up to 382 different messages from around the globe, and you can also then change it to previous turns. This can be really, really interesting in terms of just getting a bit of a history as to what went on. So if I go and click that one on, we're going to see there's a lot more information now across the globe, where there's all sorts of information about what's going on at each location. And there'll be multiple, often there'll be sort of like multiple entries. But what I thought I might do is I might actually just summarize how we got to where we are. You can see there's a whole lot of different things that sort of happen. This is usually over the past 10 turns, so the past 5 years in game term. Most of the important history for us happened in the like before 10 turns ago. Like it actually happened about 15 turns ago. What I might just quickly do is I'll just go back and close that. You can it'll then sort of stay open with whatever you have it set to. But this can be quite interesting to just sort of have a bit of a look to see what does go on. Let's just go back and open up the previous save that I have. You can see there that this one here is saved turn 26. And if I go back to this one through here, it's turn 19. So I'll rewind it 5 turns and we'll go from there. The previous one is too far back. That's only turn 4. But if we go to turn 19, we can see some really interesting history as to what our current game actually is. So let's just load this one in and do the same thing, the same sort of filtering. By default, it'll come back through with your own filters set. So I'll just go through a few of these little tips that will... I should have done this actually previously to sort of give more context, but I was sort of rushing through things, but there's some really interesting stuff that actually happened in our history in through here. So by default, it comes in essentially with the... it resets to your explicit broadcast messages. It is handy to sort of then turn this one on to see the messages unrelated to you. Now, this is for the current turn, and if I sort of zoom back out, we can see that in the current turn there's various events that have happened across the globe. But if I change it to previous turns, or 10 previous turns, all of a sudden we're going to get a lot more information. So let's just go back into here and have a bit of a look to see what actually happened. So, and I don't know if you've been following this series or not, but we're playing as Wales. I might just turn back on the the ownership overlay, just so you can sort of see what's actually happening through here. So the ownership overlay that we have, we started off as Wales, and through this other side, we're at war with England, East Anglia, Northumbria, and Mercia. So they're the countries we're at war with. Wessex pulled out of the arrangement with England, and so they're no longer really sort of fighting with England. Now we're going back now to turn 19. It's now the year 1063. But by having this one flicked on, for we've got the previous turns, and I can then sort of change the level of importance. I don't think that actually impacts it all that much, to be honest. If I have a bit of a look, and then turn these on as well, I think we're going to sort of see more. I'll leave it on that way for now, but actually let's just go back to, yeah, they're still going to just sort of show the information there. There's a lot of information that sort of does show this, like nearly 1,400 different events that are actually on the map itself. So there's an awful lot that goes on. Monk strap so I can see my house. There you go. But there's an awful lot that does go on in the game when you play it that you're not even aware of. And so if you flick this on every so often, you just get a clearer picture of the actual, like, your neighbours and what's going on around you. For example, in this case, we've actually got. So in turn 17, amidst a great feast in the great hall, so Taysich Daymact Male suddenly collapsed and did not rise again. So in the wake of his untimely demise, Adam has taken over as head of state of Leinster. So this just gives us some more information about that there was a change of the change of rulership in Ireland, one of the counties in Ireland. Other things in through there. There's new populations. You can see the new populations back and through this other side. But for us, the interesting thing is that we sort of start off the game in 1055, and so we've been at war now for a few years at this point in time. We've actually now gone beyond this as well. Our main army is sort of sitting back over through here, where we're sort of besieging one of the Mercian towns, and this does take a fair bit of time to sort of work its way out. But looking back at the histories in through here, we can then sort of see, we can start to follow in different histories, like we've been sort of attacking Mercia, for example. So we can see through here in turn 17 again, an important religious figure of Mercia has come to Gloucester. Religious festivities and processions ensued for the benefit of the populace, and so their piety levels would then go up at that point in time. So I'm just going to be I'm sort of covering a little bit of what you're going to be seeing there. Just do that, that's better. And here we go in turn 14, long live the king. After the death of Leofric, Mercian population celebrated their new monarch. Again, if we have a look to see what actually happened there, you can see down through there, it says the realm was in disarray, and so it comes to no surprise to whatever the message was. But in turn 14, in the Shroud of Night, a mistress's betrayal took the life of Earl Leofric. So Leofric was the leader of Mercia. I actually assumed that we had killed him in battle, but it was actually his mistress that killed him. She vanished through a postern, leaving only whispers behind. And so that was sort of like a bit of a history of what happened with Mercia. And we can have a look to see what happened since this as well. So we've got change in through there. The interesting one for us, though, is this one here. So turn 12. With a heavy heart, we announced that Edward the Confessor, the esteemed ruler of England, has fallen in the Battle of Cheshire. Their sacrifice for their people will never be forgotten. Now, that was in battle with us. So we actually killed Edward the Confessor, which was really in historical terms, that is the start of the Norman invasion, essentially, that we sort of know of 1066, but it triggered a whole lot of other things as well. Now, one of the interesting things also in the game is that it's ahistorical, not completely, but it does sort of it sets things up a little bit. In our scenario, Edward the Confessor had a son, or has a son, and that son has now become the ruler of England. So you can see there in turn 12 again, following the impromptu demise of Edward the Confessor, Adric is now ruling England. Now, Adric is a character called Hugh Roxbury, who's not a historical figure, but that is the son of Edward the Confessor, even though Edward the Confessor in history had no actual sons. Now, I think that there's still triggers that could trigger the Norman invasion. So I'm not sure yet whether we're going to see that or not in our timeline. We're another 3 years on from what we're seeing through here in the one that we're actually playing. But it's interesting to sort of see the turn of events that do sort of happen through here. So you can see there in turn 14. Now this was in turn 14, but turn 14 as well. Leofric is furious. The claimed region of Worcester has fallen into enemy hands and is lost to Mercia. Now that was us again. So in turn 14, we sort of took over the Worcester. So Worcester became, like through combat, we've actually moved our army in and claimed that particular location. Turn 13. In his final breath, General Eadbert muttered a rallying cry for his troops during the devastating Battle of Worcester. So this is actually at the turn before when they actually lost it. And so Grufford ap Llewellyn, that's us, has stooped so low as to mock the lineage. That was in turn 10. And that was just before war was declared. And so around turn 10, 11, we declared war. Turn 12, 13, 14, we're sort of then doing damage. Leofric is extremely angry. At that point, one of his mistresses then takes his life, and a new ruler is then sort of we've got William the Affable then comes into being at that point in time, and we can sort of see if we go and click on Mercia, we can then go to diplomacy. We can then actually see this is William the Affable in through here. So he's age 29, his health is very good. So that's now the new ruler of, and he doesn't have any offense or defensive rating. So he's a bad administrator. So he's not a very good ruler for Mercia. But that just gives you a bit of a feel for what does go on historically with the actual game itself. Yep, so the armies, this is in turn 11, the armies of Wales march forth to wage war in England, and also the banners of Wales are raised in defiance of Mercia. War is upon them. And so this is actually where the war sort of started in turn 11 for us. And that's when everything sort of happened. Turn 11, turn 12, we then killed Edward the Confessor, and then turn 14, we see the demise of Leofric with a new ruler coming through. And we can do that for pretty much any location. Like, and just have a bit of a look to see what's going on. It can give you a really, really good picture as to what's going on around the actual around the world itself. Let's just go and load it back in, the most recent one that we're playing. So this is the one that we're going to be playing. But I thought I'd just show that because it does give a really, really good way of actually looking to see what's going on. Because quite often you can feel a little bit lost when your turn starts and you're seeing very limited information, but you can actually broaden that information. So I hope that helps if you are sort of playing the game but sort of trying to figure out what's going on. You can see back in through here, we again only really get the information that's related to us. And again, I can go and turn on the message log. I can change it to foreign messages and previous turns. So I can actually look to see what's going on through there. So you can see there in turn 26, after long and arduous tracking efforts, armed men in Oxford neutralised the nuisance caused by poacher. So there must be some sort of disarray happening back down that way. If we go to previous events, we can then start to see that the current events no longer show, but the previous events do. And so if we have a bit of a look to see what's actually happening through here, if we go back to Mercia again, and see, we can see there it's got... So in turn 21, long live the king. So something happened here with William the Affable. So you can see there in turn 21, amidst a grand feast in the Great Hall, Earl William the Affable suddenly collapsed and did not rise again. So in that case, after he then fell, they've got a new monarch, William Rufus. So William Rufus took over in the turn 21. It's now turn 26. And if I go and click again on Mercia, and listen to the cows, we'll just go back into diplomacy, and we can then sort of see that this is Earl William Rufus, and he's only 15 years old. He does actually have a little bit more combat rating than what his predecessor actually had, but he is actually now the new Earl of Mercia. So he is now the one that we're now sort of fighting at this point in time. So we've gone through a couple, Leofric, and then the William the Affable, and now we've got Earl William Rufus is now the new Earl that we're now sort of dealing with. And I'm not sure what his lineage was, like where he came from. We could go back to the history and have a look to see what actually happened there. But he's taken over, and he's been now the leader there for a little bit of time. Again, we can see other things that are going on as well, like in previous new population growth, new population. Not seeing sort of too much happening with England at this point in time. So there's different populations now sort of rising around the different places. What else is there to have a bit of a look at? This is like different A battle was fought in Powys between Dubeth and England. This one here we've got. So this is actually when we did actually claim this one. We actually ended up starving this particular population. We had a long siege at this location here. We've gone back. If I go back and change my messaging again to my own messaging, and you can see there, if I hover over these, we're going to get like a long list of things that have actually sort of happened in through here with different buildings that we've made, different regional decisions, things like that. So we get a bit of a full history as to what's going on. We can see that there's powerful raids coming in from Northumbria. We did actually have combat that did actually happen in this location. If we go again to the current turns, this is actually the most interesting one for us in terms of what's just happened here. So Northumbria is out in the what's that one there? This is the Solway Firth in the Western Oceanic Seas, and so there's actually a group of the combat forces of Seaward the Stout of Northumbria is sitting back out through here. You can sort of see that his forces are like you can see the reds and oranges. They've actually suffered a fairly major defeat, but they've been able to pretty much escape. He's a very strong ruler, and so in the previous iteration, we ended up having a combat with him. He has now gone back into his ships and has now sort of left our lands. Our forces are here. We can see there that in turn 26, the despicable Northumbria has invaded our region of Perfilad. The battle has been fought in Perfilad between Northumbria and Wales. By the way, I apologise for my mispronunciations of everything. So through foul treachery, Northumbria has seized control of Perfilad, leaving us bereft of our rightful lands. Then there was a battle that was fought in Perfilad between Wales and Northumbria, and from the grip of Northumbria did we wrest Perfilad back again. So there was actually two combats that occurred in the one location. Our main army had to come back in to push them out of here, and that was a fairly major battle. It's the biggest battle that we've actually fought. I did fight that in Field of Glory 2 Medieval, so that was actually, I put that on my own channel just as a bit of a summary. But you can sort of see, you can get a pretty clear picture of the histories of what's going on just by using that messaging system. Another thing, just as another quick tip with the way things work, I'll just go back to make sure that we keep everything on defaults there, which is fine. You can, if you're wanting to get other tips, just go to options, and then this tips as well is actually a really good way to actually sort of get like a big long list of all sorts of sort of really nuanced things that the game does. These actually appear on screens when things are loading, or in between turns, things like this. They just randomly sort of pick different things, but there's a lot of interesting information that's actually can be found in through here as well about all sorts of different aspects of the game. So I thought I'd just highlight that because this list is actually very good, I've got to say. So it certainly gives you a big grouping of different things of information in the actual game itself. All right, let's go back and continue on what we're going to be doing. So we now need to decide, we're now sort of at a bit of a crossroads as to where we go with everything. So T-Rex is in saying, don't forget, the best offence is defence. Well, not so much for us. We've actually got a very strong army. I'll go through the army in just a second and go through what's actually going on. Hi, Trosser and T-Rex is saying, figuring out the game. That's a heavy statement for a Field of Glory series, but love them nonetheless. Yeah, no, it is a... see, that gave us a really good perspective as to what's going on. So I can always just, at the end of turns, look at it from that perspective and just get a bit of a feel. I might do that, actually, as we play, just to try to sort of... to bring things back into perspective. Yeah, scary 2-2 ruler, exactly. So that's, of course, the Seaward the Stout. So very strong combat figure. After saying brave to even try to pronounce the fiefdoms of Wales. I don't know why I chose it, to be honest. As soon as I start to pronounce things, I'm thinking, I should have just chosen England. Like at least I sort of know. But even England, like Worcester, and I do know that they're like that's. I'm pretty sure that's pronounced Worcester rather than Worcester. And there's a few of them like that. Cheshire is easy. Hereford, Gloucester, yeah. So it's a lot easier. Of course, the English boroughs or the English dominions or domains back in through here. So Monkeystrap's saying you can tell how violent Wales was by the amount of castles we have. I can't move for the bloody things. Yeah, well, that was what was interesting. Like in this case, in this scenario, we've been able to push back the Mercians from these different locations. We've only got a couple more Mercian areas that we need to then sort of really go and deal with. We do actually have other armies as well that are sort of building up. There's an English army through there, sort of starting to collect itself. There's another of the Mercian armies which has only got one unit in it. So these are very, very weak in comparison to ours. Our overall strength is 135 for our actual army. And I'm going to sort of think at this point in time, we do actually have the Northumbrian army back in through here. They've got some very, very powerful Huscarl units, and these are still very effective. You can see there they've still got 3 hit points in this one, but their effectiveness has been completely wiped out, which means that they need time to rebuild. Now that may happen in the like while they're at sea, and so they may be ready to come back in and invade again fairly soon. So I've got to sort of think: do I try to protect what I've got through here, or do I just go back on the rampage again? And I feel like I should go on the rampage and try to take other locations and then come back and fight these combats if I need to. The trouble is if they end up being able to fight effectively, defensively in these locations. These are very easy to defend, but very difficult to attack. And so if I do leave part of my army behind, it just means that my main army is then weakened. But you can see there we've pretty much decimated most of the other armies around us. So I could actually just take the heavy hitting elements of our army and sort of move down into the plains. But we'll have a look at our army in just a minute. They've also then got raw spearmen. These are actually very, very weak now, so they have to be built up. I don't think they can do much in through here. They've got a lot of mercenary cavalry. So they're paying for these as well. And again, a lot of these have got all their hit points, but their effectiveness is really, really low. So they may come back in with the cavalry. So they've only got 1 Huscarl unit. They did have 2, and these are stronger than our units. If I press Control, you can sort of see what they've actually got there. They've got usually their overall attack strength. This has actually now been sort of changed a little bit, but these ones are very, very strong units. Better than ours. So we've got sort of like proto units. So if we go back to our army back through here, you can see there that most of our army is actually doing fairly well. We have these Ostmen, which are not quite as powerful as the Huscarls, but I could sort of make use of these if I had to. Now these are we've got these as well, like the siege value is 2. But when we go to besiege, I do want to actually bring in more of these types of troops. And if we have a bit of a look, our manpower is not fantastic. So I need to build up manpower before I start to bring in other troops. Our money situation is not fantastic as well. You can see we're already paying a fair bit for military upkeep of different units. Now we do get about 10 of them for free. It's just anything over 10. And at this stage, I do actually have like a lot of troops. I could split off some of these units. We've got the armoured noble cavalry. These are sort of like, again, proto knights, and then we've got noble cavalry down through here. These are not great at. These are not great at the at besieging, but I can't really just leave. And the Ostmen are also not fantastic at sieges. These are heavy infantry. I want to keep these together. These are the backbone of our army, these 2 units. Along with all of these, to be honest. I don't think I can really split this up. I think it's too powerful. So you can see there, if I move into Cheshire, which we control, I can move to there in 1 turn and then be ready to go back to Mercia. I can also take on this the 5 boroughs back into here, Derby. So I could go across to Derby. I could also, like in the 2nd turn, then go in and go into Northumbria and actually sort of attack the capital of Northumbria and besiege that. There's 15 units there. Our force is also fairly strong. I do want to come back down into this one through here. They've only got 9 units there. I'm thinking I'll still just go back to Gloucester. So let's go and take out Gloucester. I can march through Gloucester and straight into Oxford as well. And we do actually have that one, but this is going to be in the second turn. So I think I'll actually move to Worcester and just wait there with my army for one turn and just hope that these don't come back and attack again. If they come back and attack, we'll have to then go back. So let's just go and do that. That's going to happen in one turn. So it's a we go system. Let's just go through the various messages. You received a new regional decision, the art of siege. This is actually something... I'm now up to 13 of 16. I've got to be a bit careful here. Yeah, I think I won't sell any of these off just yet. I'll just keep them where they are. So from the grip of Northumbria do we rest? Yep, so we've got that one there. We've taken that one back. Battle was fought. And this one just gives us sort of like information about what actually happened in through there as well. We've got the through foul territory, Northumbria seized control. That was previous. And a battle was fought there again as well. So we had like 2 different battles that actually... the first one was Northumbria attacked against our garrison units and defeated us. The second one was that we attacked. And this one will then give us the combat report. And you can see through this one through here, we ended up destroying a lot of their raw spearmen. Their huscarls were badly damaged, but really like it was mainly just their spearmen that suffered in that particular battle, which is on my channel if you wanted to sort of see how that one did play out. Alright, that's pretty much all we need to do there. We do actually have Reard is offering his services. This is another general. I did actually have a look at this one before I started playing. Let's just go back into what we've got through here. So at the moment Gronwy is actually the one leading our attack. And so he's got an offence of 2, a defence of 1. So he's not great at defending. But we do then have other, we've got a new one that's now just joined us in through here. This is Reard, no royal lineage, he's only age 22, administration 4, military 1, piety 5, and so he's currently at the court, and he's a 2-2 general, so offence rating of 2, defence rating of 2, very religious, so piety rating increased by 2 points, administrative rating decreased by 1 point. So he would have been, I mean, he's already pretty awesome actually just with what he has. I'm tempted to put him in charge of the army and to take Gronwy out of it, but Gronwy has been basically there since the start. And so Gronwy is it's a flanker, so attack bonus of +1 for the entire stack. Active only in open terrains though, so we only have limited open terrains to fight him. Victory points in battle increased by 25% back and through there as well. If we go across to Reard, yeah, so it's not really going to help us. The combat rating would be helpful, but I think I plan on being on the attack anyway, so I'm thinking that with Gronwy we're going to be okay with our with this particular general in charge of the actual combat. By the way, if your actual leader, our leader is not fantastic at combat, but if your leader sort of looks up, you can see that through there we've got we're a 1-1 leader. If we were leading the army, any of the authority points, I think it's authority that we get, this one through here, the authority changes in through here that come through from combat will be doubled, but also the losses would be doubled as well. So this is sort of this pushes you to sort of try to play with your rulers in charge of your armies, which is actually fairly cool. So what do we have to with this one? So hi Von Schweinhut, so you're saying you're rather freedom-loving people. There we go. So not after the pub's closed, says Monkerstrap. So peasant roundups for the win, says T-Rex, and try singing them out with close order Welsh choirs. There we are. Yeah, so it's sort of, but we're playing sort of like where we're coming down into the Mercia and Marcher Lords territory, and we're sort of now doing fairly well through there. There's nothing much else we need to do this turn, I don't think. We don't have anything that's really pressing in terms of building anything, I don't think. Let's just go and have a bit of a look. Yeah, we've got leather workshops coming, scribes, a main lord manor back in through here in Perfilid. We are technically blockaded through these territories. Let's just go to the further south. In this case, we do actually have, well, Dubith we don't actually own, so we've got different things being built through there. I'm not going to really worry too much about what's going to be happening in these regions at this stage, because eventually they'll probably end up going back to Mercia anyway when the war does finish. I want to sort of, I don't know whether to knock out Northumbria and sort of attract it. Like, there's a big open territory there, big plain, which would actually be very good for us, you know. That would really block Northumbria in. There's, what have we got there? Hills there, forest in through there, another hill there. This is still hills. And then we start to get back into the plains, back out through here once we get through these forests. These forests are going to be not great for us, to be honest, with what we're doing here. So I'm sort of tempted to leave a group of cavalry behind, but yeah, I'm not sure. Let's just see what happens here. We can always save scum if it doesn't go the way that we assume. Well, I don't think that they can invade. I think I would save scum if they invaded back in. Now, in the previous turn it was harsh, and they couldn't just land straight into this mountain, like into our capital. They now can. But we do actually have garrisons and militia defence of 16 units, so we've actually got like a lot through there, but this has only got 5. So this one becomes a much easier one for them to attack. I'll see how I go. Yeah, I think I'll just. I've only got 5 through there. One of the things that's important with this is to sort of have a bit of a look to see. This is a hill. The frontage is 10 with 2 flanking. So I need to, if I was going to leave anything back there, I need to really keep another 5 units there, and that's going to be too many. So let's just go and play this one out. So I don't think there's much else we need to really sort of look at through here. So let's just go across. There is actually one of our, this is a Dubith army. They've got different armies now sort of that are marching through the territory as well. These are our allies. We'll end our turn. And now it's a WeGo system. Everything will sort of happen together. I'm assuming that the Northumbrian army will now disappear back towards its own territory. Yeah, it has. There we go. This is pretty cool. So we've now got a. We're now going up against Egbert, and through this other side, combat. He's got 9 units against our the combined forces of Wales and Dubith. And so Gronwy is now in control of this particular battle. There's a combat power of 254 against a combat power of 66. It's a fairly major battle. I'll play it out just with the view battle and just to see how things actually sort of work with that one. I can always export it and then come back to it. Like, so if you're unsure whether you want to play it out, and I am unsure about whether I want to play this one out, I can actually export it out. And I can just do this one through here. But I don't have to go and play it immediately. I can come back to it and play it if I'm wanting to. So let's just go and cancel that one. Oh, hang on. Just load that one back in. If we now go back in and load the game from before, pre-battle, so we just go back in and load this one in, I then have the option of playing the battle out or just continuing on inside Field of Glory Kingdoms, which is what I'll do for now. And unless I sort of think that there's a good advantage for me or a good reason to take it into Field of Glory Medieval. So we'll now go and view the battle. Now this is an auto battler, so essentially it's already happened, unless we take the exported battle and play it out ourselves. But in this case, we're just going to see what's going to happen. Now you can see there we've got a lot of width in through here, so this should be fairly easy for us. We have a lot of different forces because we've got the combined forces of our group. So our Ostmen will be in the middle. We've got Brythonic foot on either side, which some of these will be ours, some of them will be Dubiths back in through here as well. Let's just go and start the actual battle itself. And so this is a big open plain where we actually do have cavalry which will be able to sort of zip around the outside of these. So this should be an absolute walkover. Now we exhausted a lot of them, but we didn't actually do the raw spearmen. Sort of stayed where they were. Now our forces, our Ostmen, are going to be have a lot more strength than the raw spearmen back and through here. If we go and play it, now this is a 1-1 leader. This is the Mercian general. He's a navigator. He gets movement points of +2, but it's only active in coastal water, which is not. We're now on the internals, and so our Ostmen, who have taken suffered 1 point of damage, previously, but we end up with a bit of a bonus in through here. They've got a total of 6 ratings. We've got 9 ratings back and through there, which is what we're seeing down through that side. We have a 7 combat rating because we've taken 1 hit point, but we've also have a support bonus because we've got units behind it. So that changes, and this one has only got 6 for these offensive spearmen. These are fresh at this stage, so their minimum roll is 2. For us, we're strong, and so our minimum roll is 3. So if we roll, and we both have got 2 rolls in through this case, we have 1 roll natively, and then we actually have, now for whatever reason, we're coming in as a defender, which is sort of, so they're actually attacking us, which is, we must have got there just before they arrived. And so we're now defending, but that's not that really matters that much. Let's just go a forward. And you can see there 19 would completely decimate them. Now I don't want to, with my Ostmen, I really don't want them to suffer any real damage. Go to the next one. So this is Brythonic Foot. That's even. It's a stalemate. We both lose 1 hit point, one readiness. And so this one is a massive advantage now against these archers, which are really going to be struggling. So they've been wiped out, and then the cavalry will now roll them up. So they rolled big numbers there, actually. That was pretty lucky from their side. So we're just charging them down now with cavalry. And then back over through here again. So we've now got the other Ostmen. And only 1 point there. That was interesting, but we'll chase them down now. Ooh, big numbers from our side. So we wiped out those, and then we just come charging through and finish off these as well. Yeah, so no, it was too one-sided to really take into Field of Glory Medieval. So that is fine. So that is the end of it. We then have a pursuit mode where we kill off everything else. Yeah, so they've been pretty much destroyed except for this 1 group of raw spearmen. That's a whole lot of. That's another mini army essentially of Mercia that we've been able to destroy. Wales won the battle. Out we go. It's a nice system actually. But we did take a point of damage with one of the units somewhere. I forget which one it was. I think this one here. So we've won the battle there. If we go into a siege, we'll end up picking that one back up again. All right, so let's close that one off. And it's still, the turn is still progressing. And then we'll go back down and pursue Mercia yet again. All right, so we picked up another progress point by the looks of things, and this is one of these tips that we sort of see. So if you have military buildings such as bowyer, spearmaker, jousting fields, or even late era castles, then your units will gradually improve over time by getting extra perks or having negative perks removed. Again, there's all these little hidden things in the game that you're just not even aware of. Like on the surface, there's a lot of hidden things, which is very, very cool the way it sort of does work. So our authority is sort of, we're still doing very, very well with the authority. So if we just go and click on OK through here, we then actually have a few different messages now coming back through. So we're here now ready to proceed in whichever direction we want to go. Now that's got 6 units with a combat power of 63. They do actually have Huskarls in through there again as well. Huskarls are a problem for us because they're stronger than us. If I press control, I don't know if you can sort of see the base of what they end up having. Combat power of 20 as opposed to our combat power with the Ostmen of 11. So the Huskarls are a lot stronger than what ours actually are. Actually, that one there is 14. So we've got, essentially they've got like a lot more power to do what they have to do. So quite often it can be more beneficial for us to play them out in Field of Glory Medieval. Right, let's go across and what about this army here? Let's see, this is Hammond Nelville. He's got a couple of Norman mercenary knights in with his group. So we'd certainly be able to chase that one down. Then we've got the Mercian army through here, which will start to pick itself back up. Now I can get there in one turn and actually attack them. I'm actually tempted to do that, you know, and try to finish them off. I can get there from these plains. I can move pretty quickly across there. Yeah, I might think about that one. All right, what have we got? So Wales has received a progress token, is now standing at 3 progress tokens. That's good. You received a new regional decision, forfeit claim. Okay, so that's something we may or may not want. Now this is going to then take us up to 14. I really can only get 2 more effectively through here. So I don't want to be sort of, I want to start to use some of these, I think. Develop region, so what does that one give us? A region with at least 1 noble will be deployed. If no path, 1 will be created, and additional food and infrastructure will be added, along with the bonus from ruler administration. So we can sort of set that up. I can do that even through there, develop region. So we'll develop it even further. I mean, it's Poes as well. We've got pretty much population of 8, 7, 7, 8 down there with Morganwig. These are all hills in through this other side. We've got Anglesey with 8 as well. We've got 5 units there. I might go and develop that one there. So I just want to start to use some of these. So ennoble a petty landowner. We've actually had this one before, and we can promote someone into becoming into a freeman. Oh, sorry, a freeman into a noble. So I don't really want to do it at this stage. We've already done that once. Forfeit claim. The claim we have on given land is becoming a thorn in our side and might draw us into an unwanted war. So we do actually have territory way over here, which I actually don't want, to be honest. So I could get rid of that one. We do have other claims as well, which nothing sort of too far away. Let's just leave that where that is. That gets us down to 13 anyway, so that's all right. Then we have a battle was fought back in through there. We sort of saw that one already, so that was good. I think we knocked Northumbria out because they're weak at the moment with what's actually happened. There's 2 armies there. Yeah, I think we'll actually chase that one down. Now that we're operating from the plains, I can target the actual army, or I can target the location. That way, if it moves off, I'm just as likely to then follow it. Now this one here has got 15 defensive units in that hill. Let's see how we go with this. So we'll go combat power. Yeah, it's only got a combat power of 37. Let's try to chase this one down. The main Northumbrian army. So we're targeting the Northumbrian army. If it moves, we're going to try to follow it. I love this system as well. Like it's important that you actually understand. Like, you know, if we right-click on a location like that, it means we're going to be assaulting it. If we do that one, we're going to be besieging it. In this case, we're actually going after the Northumbrian army. So that's going to be what we're going to go after. So we'll take our forces in to do that one. I've only got the Brythonic foot there. I'm tempted to go and try to get some more of these sorts of units. We're no longer under siege here. You've got more Irish mercenary Ostmen if we do want to get those. But if we go across into the unit queues, these are what we can actually go and build. So peasant militia can't be recruited as the required structure is missing. We do have noble cavalry. We've got javelin men. We've got Irish mercenary Ostman. This is going to cost us a lot. And then we've got Brythonic foot. And I'm thinking more of them. If we go and click on them and have a bit of a look to see what these actually are, these are levy infantry. These do cost me to bring them in. I've only got +9 there with my manpower, and I've got 57 manpower there at this point in time. The gold upkeep is actually not too bad. The metal is not a problem at all. We've got heaps of metal, and the equipment should be okay as well. Or do we go this way? Now this is going to cost me 24 gold per turn to have these Irish mercenary Ostmans. Norse Gales, many with two-handed axes. So this is like a mercenary unit. The javelinmen, which again are just levies, and got these, which are standing units. Again, I've got more than enough of these. Let's just go further south and see what else we can pick up through here. So this is again Irish mercenary Ostman, javelinmen. Yeah, we can't really sort of got the noble cavalry through there. Brythonic foot again. These are just the levy is a problem for me because of manpower. Let's go back to our regional decisions and just sort of see if there's anything there. Recruit non-standard units. This will allow the recruitment of armoured noble cavalry. I've already got more than enough of that. Fight the plague. Got 2 of them. I might sell one of these off, actually. So, yeah, if we sell it, shift right click to reduce the odds. Shift left click. Control right click to sell one decision. So let's go and do that one. That's going to give us some more manpower as well. So we'll get rid of one of these. Control right click. There we are. So we're going to sell that one. That will get us down to 12 ultimately. Mercenary company, I'm not really looking for that. It's going to cost me too much. So require the services of mercenary company. The nature of it depends on your nation with some possible variations. You've got 2 of these non-standard units if we do need them. Sneak attack. Yeah, there's nothing much else there. I'd prefer to have infantry. It's infantry that we need. All right, so let's just leave that alone where that is. So T-Rex is saying, are the Welsh a petty kingdom at the start? Yes, they are, and that's the reason we're playing this as the Welsh. As the is that it changed recently, as in when we started playing this series. I decided to play as the Welsh because before that they were at the level below that. And again, if we have a bit of a look, I forget exactly what they were previously, but if we have a look at this, we're a stable petty kingdom at this point in time. But where do we start off to? If we sort of go back through, we've got the petty kingdoms, duchy. I think we were a duchy. We're sort of at level 2 through here, and this one then has other things that are sort of happen with it as well. With it being a you end up with less armies. You can't do anywhere near as much if you're sort of at this first level, like at the number 1. You can't have the armies that you have won't be anywhere near as good. And so being a stable petty kingdom does allow us to have extra troops, so we can actually then go and build bigger armies. And so that just happened fairly recently. And in fact, all of the English locations through here are all petty kingdoms. So England itself is a petty kingdom as well. So if you have a look at the diplomacy, I think it'll show us in through here. Petty kingdom in through this other side as well. So they've got that one in through that other side. So let's have a look and see. We've gone through now what's happened with us. We can sort of see there. We've got the battle that we fought. We've actually finished off building Craftsman's Burrow back up through here. Yep, and so progress token is good. That one there, we also finished off the leather workshop. If we go back into this location, it's now just building things automatically. What we've done is we've told it to build automatically. We've got a ruler in through here. who is or a governor for the for what we're actually doing. So they're just building up what they sort of think that they need to build, which I'm actually happy for them to do. So that's going to be fine. 4 turns for that one, 2 more turns for a scribe through that other side. This will be fine. So I'm just going to let them sort of do their thing, and we have another one doing this one as well. All right, if we now just go back to our messages and go back to the to everyone else, we can then just see if there's anything that happened this turn that we should really be aware of. We've got House of Wessex does not suffer the insults of Anjou any longer, so war has been declared. Interesting. So so they've actually declared war down through here. This is Normandy. Battle has been fought in Bayeux between Blois and Normandy. The fearless William the Conqueror, ruler of Normandy, has perished. No, here we go. So William the Conqueror has died, has perished in the Battle of Bayeux. Their subjects have left to mourn the loss of a great leader. There we go. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So that was battle has been fought in Bayeux between Blois and Normandy. I don't know if we can see those. No, I don't think we can. I don't think we can see the update of what actually happens through there. But that's yeah. So that's interesting. Yeah. So Thomas the Furious claimed the region of Bayeux is falling to enemy hands and is lost to Blois. Mispronouncing things, I'm sure. Battle's been fought in Bayeux between Blois and Normandy. So that's again. I don't know if we can see the upshot of that. Maybe we can. No, I don't think we can. No, it's only just going to give us the. Oh, maybe. This is battles, and if we have a look at it from Normandy's perspective, there's so much information in this game. Like it's unbelievable, really. Just how much can actually be done with this. So Normandy, we actually have 3 battles. And I don't know if we can actually... it's in the fog of war, so we don't get the information. So we can't actually sort of see the battle itself. But God, there's just so much in this game. It's just amazing. William the Conquered, there we are. Yes, indeed. And you can see how fragmented this whole region is. If we go back to ownership overlays. So the Kingdom of France, like Normandy, is really struggling through here. Let's see who's in charge there now. Eudes, Duke Eudes, ruling for 1 turn, age 23. He is not a William the Conqueror. So anyway, this is where it just gets interesting. England is developing a harbour back in through that other side. We're not seeing any other real messaging happening back over this other side. There's been new population growth over there. But it's such a good way to actually get a picture as to what's going on around you. And again, we can go back through the previous turns to sort of see what actually happened, which we've already sort of covered with previous turns, etc., etc. So actually, this one thing we didn't cover. In the previous turn, due to escalating tensions, Wessex and England have terminated their treaty, each accusing the other of endorsing a misguided faith. And so Wessex has now fallen out of favour with England. So they're now on their own. And so they potentially could become an ally of ours. Maybe we'll actually talk with them, with what we're actually doing. Again, just getting all the perspective of what's going on. Let's just go back to the standard. Whoops. Where we just sort of see what we actually have. We are seeing it through there. So we go to Wessex and go to diplomacy. And so in this case, this is Harold Godwinson, who was very briefly King of England. So he should have inherited once Edward the Confessor died, but Edward the Confessor died, 5 years too early in this game, or 10 years too early? Probably, I think it's 5 years. Anyway, so we're going to make peace with, declare, offer a gift. Offer a significant amount of money to steer relationships between this nation and yours in the right direction. The actual effect will depend on their relative power. I don't know if I want to do that. The money situation, it's 1 turn of money. If I offer it... don't think I will. I don't think I'll do it. You see there the relationship. That's us actually. If we go back to Wessex again. Yeah, I might just. I think I'll get rid of that one. Let's just cancel that. All right. So anyway, that's. I'll just let that one sort of develop. But that's going to be interesting in the future, in the coming turns anyway. So let's go and end our turn here, and see what actually happens. And they're building up strength. And we've hit them on the border here. So battle in Lancaster. So they're defending, and they've got 21 units. We've got 14 units. And so this again, I think, will be one that's going to be worth exporting out, to be honest. So I might do that. We might play for a bit of an extended period. I know I'm really just supposed to be sort of showing Field of Glory Kingdoms, but I do love the battles in Field of Glory Medieval as well. So this is actually going to be a fairly major battle. We've only got 14 units against their 21 units, but our combat power is a lot more than theirs. Let's go and export it out. And we'll play this one out in Kingdoms, I think. Sorry, in Medieval. So we'll go across. So T-Rex is saying, I'm lucky so far on the play email. Some players England, it hasn't popped up yet, so I'm clamping down on the Welsh first to get troops with XP to resist the onslaught of the Normans. Yes. Oops, sorry about that. My sound is going a bit crazy. Just turn that off. Don't know if it's still going to be playing for you guys. I think it will. I get a strange sort of sound coming through when sometimes when games start up. I'll just leave it off for me. I'll try it when it first comes in. So we'll go now. This is if you're unfamiliar with what's happening through here. Field of Glory 2 Medieval is a completely different game, different developer, but around the same theme. And so Field of Glory Kingdoms is sort of a way of playing like a campaign around the Field of Glory system, whereas Field of Glory Medieval is a full-blown tactical, turn-based, tabletop style game, whereas Kingdoms is much more of a grand strategy 4X game. And so you got the best of both worlds. If you own Field of Glory 2 Medieval, you can then play the battles in that, and then bring them back to Field of Glory 2, Kingdoms. I'll just see if this will now work. No, still not going to work. What I'll do is I'm just going to Alt Tab and just see if this will fix it. Sometimes it does. See if I can just fix up the sound. No, it doesn't want to play. If I play something else, sorry about this, guys. I think I'm going to be stuck without sound until we go back to the other game. Yeah, I'll just go back to it. And deployment mode. So we've got our the way this one sort of works. It is. I won't spend too much time sort of showing this particular game. But what actually happens in through here is we then actually get to spread out our forces. If I press G, I then get a grid, which can be helpful just to sort of figure out what's going on. Just try one more time. No, it's still going to be doing that. All right, so I don't think you guys hear that horrible noise. Anyway, we'll just go back through. Now, if I press, I think is it Shift 3? Yeah, I can then go down low to the ground to get a bit of a feel for what's going on with the different forces. But I'll just go Shift 3 again and just come back up. Now, we're not going to see, it's very important, if we zoom back out, just trying to figure out how we have to fight this. Now, we can expect that there's going to be a lot of skirmishes from the Northumbrian side and a lot of spearmen. So, and if we have a look at what we're doing through here, this is pretty much an open plain, but there is actually a hill here with rough terrain. Now, the rough terrain is going to suit my skirmishers, my javelin men. So I want to have them in the tree lines in through this other side, and we'll probably end up trying to control this tree and also then come in behind the other. So we're going to have like a lot, there's more rough ground over through here, but this is ideal territory for our cavalry to operate in. And so we're going to have an advantage in cavalry. So I'm going to be moving mainly my cavalry across, and then we're going to be defending probably this hill over here, I would think. So let's just go through. We've got the Ostmen back this way. Just going to move them to get ready to go onto the hill. There should be other Ostmen as well. We've got Brythonic foot. The Brythonic foot can operate reasonably well in rough. If I go put them into there, they're somewhat... the quality of these are somewhat disheartened. They've been actually a little bit damaged from the previous battles, but they are sort of steady in the rough. So I can actually have them operate here if I need to, but I don't think I really need to. You know, I think I'm just going to small Brythonic foot. Let's just see what we've got. Just go back across and just get everyone. Got the early javelin men. I'm just going to pop all the javelin men together. We don't have a hell of a lot of them. There's no real other rough terrain other than back in through here. We do have a bit of a run there with the cavalry. Yeah, Brythonic foot. We should have more than just the one group of Ostmen. But that's all we've actually been given at this stage. Now we've got we've got the cavalry there. Noble cavalry, armoured noble cavalry. This is our main hitting area through here. So we've got sub-generals back and through this other side. Our main general is going to be here. This is also armoured noble cavalry. We've got a fair few of these. I think what I'll do is I'll come charging through the middle with this group. And you can see this group of 6 is actually is all geared around this group into here. Let's just go and set up the armoured forces to come charging through like this, along with just noble cavalry in the middle, and then these just to sort of roll things back up around the other side. And we'll get the main general. I'll bring it back over this other side here, actually. And we do actually have another general operating back over this side. Now that's armoured again. I might just flick these out. In fact, we've got armoured noble cavalry there. If I go across to here, I can change the switch to this unit's command. So they'll be working together. These will be working together. I might even grab another noble cavalry actually and throw that into there, and also have that one under that command. That'll be okay. The main commander in behind there. Ostmen on this side. Now we're going to have Huskars we're going to be going up against. Bring the Brythonic foot. Don't know whether to bring the Brythonic foot over this way and have I might even do that, you know. Bring the Ostmen across to operate. There's some open ground, like there, for example. Let's go and do that. That way we can have the Brythonic foot operating in the rough, because they're mediums and we're going to be going up against heavies. That gives me everything I can then sort of do with the, like all of my cavalry will then be over this other side. And I'll keep the commander in behind this way. That way this cavalry can then sort of charge across the top. All right, I think that sort of works fairly well. I'll leave the main general behind there just to sort of as a bit of a reserve. So we're going to be sort of staggering around a little bit with this. Where do I want to put this one? I could even leave it back, but I think we're going to be needing to chase down. I think I'm going to need it to help with the others. So I'll leave it where it is. That should be okay. All right, so we'll end our turn here. That's all okay. Are you sure? Yes. Here they come. As you can see, there's a lot of peasants at the back. So if our cavalry can get into those, it's going to cause a lot of drama. Raw spearmen. These are offensive spearmen, though. So we've got a early spearman. There's the Huskars. So Seaward the Stout. That's the commander in through there. These are the Huskars are going to be difficult. So they're going to be the most difficult of the forces. Then we've got medium militia. These are brigands. So these are medium foot. They're going to be sort of fairly equal to our Brythonic foot. Spearmen. Then they've got their mercenary cavalry is back over through here, which we really don't need to worry too much about, I don't think, if we stay in the rough. So I don't think that they can do much. Yeah, these are javelin horse. Yeah, they're not going to do great in this sort of rough area. Let's just move everyone back up. I'll just move that unit up. And we'll sort of just stay on the in the rough with these guys. See if it's still got the same noise. Sorry about that. I hope the noise isn't. I'm sure if we told you to turn off your. Are you guys hearing that noise? It looks like you. It sort of looks like you are. Just let me know in the chat if you're hearing that that hiss. If you are, I'll actually restart because actually I might even do that anyway because I'll just do a quick save. You are okay. Yeah, let's let me fix this one up. Sorry, guys. You're saying not really? I don't know which ones to believe. When I started, yeah, but not usually. You're hearing normal noise is what I'm trying to get at, because I can just play without noise and have you guys listen to the actual whatever's happening with the file. Yeah, look, in that case, we'll just go back. It sounds like I blame Steve. So no, otherwise, okay, yeah. Look, in that case, I'll just play this out without sound on my part, but I think you guys still hear sound. And we do have to be a little bit careful with these. I'm just going to go and move those across, and then we actually have the main command through here. So we'll just go and move all these cavalry up. Yep, so they're now moved across, and then we'll try to get in around these guys to surround them with cavalry. So cavalry will be the key for us. They will possibly try to surround us a little bit with these. So I'm just going to move this one across to the other side here, just to protect a little bit about with what's actually going on through that other side. So that will be all right. We'll end our turn there. All right, up they come. Now, they don't have any skirmishes except for these mercenaries. Now, if they attack us, we're going to be sort of charging backwards. We'll just move up. It's open ground. Turn that unit. Keep them there. We've got the bring them across. Again, just keep the leader protected there a little bit. Now, what we want to do here is actually get in around the flank of these. So we'll sort of deviate across, and I can rotate. If they're close to their leader, they can sort of rotate around. Gives them an extra turn, particularly just for not for the armoured ones, but for the armoured ones. This one is we don't want to be attacking these really from the front, and the Huskarls as well. So what we want to do here is just get them on the top. Again, I can just turn that one slightly. Don't know if I can actually then turn this one around, but we want to move across so we can actually try to hit the flanks. So we get on the hill. And just move in around so we can sort of, get these to sort of go back the other way. I might, I'll leave that one where that is as well. All right, let's end our turn here. Their forces are splitting up around a little bit. Their forces are going to be terrible fighting into the woods. We should be able to wind these up a little bit, but they're going to end up being able to surround us. So we have to be a little bit careful of that. So I think these mercenaries will get away, ultimately. If we can lock them in, we're going to get the win in through here. So if we have a bit of a look at these guys, even if they actually, well, they can't really do much. Let's just go this way. And we'll keep them where they are. And so they've now charged into this other side. Now what I want to do, they've brought their spearmen there, but the Huskarls are now coming back out this way as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to now move our forces this way, because if we can hit these peasant militia, they're going to really, really struggle here. That allows us to get around there. These we have to now move back out around. Rotate those. Just don't want to get in behind them. We still can't rotate. So we'll give them the hill. We've got two around there. Now if I attack them, I don't want to get caught here. So I'm just going to leave them where we are. They will then attack us, we'll then charge off back this way. I'm going to turn around just so I can sort of respond differently with this one and get away from this location. Okay, so that one's now moved. That one's moved. If I charge in, I'm going to be essentially creating an opening for myself, as in a bad way. They're going to be coming in behind me. If they can get congested, that would actually ultimately be a good thing. Let's move this one across. A bit of damage done there. I will charge back this way if they attack me, but I don't really want to do that. What I might do is come back in and start to harass the Huskarls. See if I can draw them in. Just face down in this direction with the Ostmen. We don't have enough of them. Alright, that'll do us. We'll end our turn. Now this is going to be a big threat to them having us back there. fall back, that's fine. And repositioning themselves, they're very unmanoeuvrable. We will have to be careful here, because they're going to be going a lot for our forces. Now they're starting to congest themselves in, so we may be able to now start to push to get them all collapsed in on themselves. Alright, so if we go and charge this one through here, yep, they've been fragmented straight away, so they're now compressed. Going to move these back across. Get them ready. Spin these around. Now they can actually then sort of stop us from doing different things on this other side. I'm tempted to now sort of swing back around again with these, and just to get ready to be able to put pressure on. Let's go this way. We're going to end up being pushed out this way, I think, if they come across, but it will actually keep them fairly, fairly contained. Let's just move across into here and do some damage. Just start to sort of put some pressure on that way as well. So I'm not going to charge those until we end up with with something we can actually then go and do. Now, if we end up, I think I will chase this one through. Which will then sort of push them all the way out to the other side. And again, I can still keep on doing it this way as well. Which does isolate us. So that becomes a bit of a problem there. I can even attack them with this. I think I might do it. And that gets us beyond where they are. So we've now extended down, which opens this up a little bit. But they can't really do much, these guys. Okay, they've lost one of their bases, that's good. Again, we've got these guys just sort of sitting waiting for these to, for other threats to come through. We need to roll these up as quickly as we can. Okay, well, sure, yes. That's interesting. We should fragment and run. So they're just going to keep on harassing. We should still be able to roll these out of the way. Now, are they going to break? Yeah, they are. There they go. And now we charge again. They disrupted automatically. Oh, they're still following these. All right, that's good. And just keep on harassing them. Can't move them around. I think I'll keep it facing that way. Now that one is stuck dealing with what it's dealing with. Let's charge these. They've only been disrupted, but then they're going to start to collapse fairly soon. So we've already got one group of them that is now broken. The next ones we're going to be able to do is just to push these again. We're going to evade, we'll attack again, evade, attack again, evade. So we've pushed them out of the way. Now we're going to move into there onto the hill. Let's just do that. They're held firm. Now they're in rough terrain, which makes it. Actually, that's the brigands. They should disengage, hopefully. Nothing else happening there. Now they're going to be. That's going to cause us a big problem next turn. Evade, evade, evade. Nope, they didn't do it. We can come charging back this way. Just push them out of the way. We should have our cavalry back in to support them, so we're sort of going to be almost surrounding these at some stage. Be careful we don't overextend. And the charge, I do have an attack there, but I don't want to do it just yet. Just get this one ready. Keep them on the hill. Okay, that'll do us. Let's go and check to see who can still operate. Yeah, it's really only those units, so nothing else for us to do. We're going to suffer here. Disrupted and not great. They managed to sort of push us away from there. This could be dangerous for us, actually. Disrupted, yeah. So we've been caught here. Now fragmented. And we're fragmented there as well. And that was a good result for us. They got disrupted. Now if we can break these, fragmented only. Yeah, didn't quite get the break. We do actually have an opportunity here with these spearmen to get a couple of flanking attacks on them and to charge back in through here as well. So I think we're going to start to round these up. Like if I attack, well, this one here is a flanking attack there. So you can see through their flank charge, cohesion won't drop on contact as not already in combat. If I attack that one there, yeah, it won't drop on contact, but this one here will pretty much. No, not it won't, but it's basically going to. It should end up having them run. Oh, only fragmented. Interesting. Back. Held firm. Now we should win this one easily, and they should run away, and we should then get past them. They're broken, they're gone, and we're in behind now. They've routed, we're through here, they're disrupted. That gives us more opportunities. So we now actually have a win here because they're disrupted. And they're now fragmented, so they're going to be falling. Let's bring these around. So we are now starting to wind them up. We're suffering a little bit in through here. Hopefully we can do some damage here. Nope, they're holding on. And this one here, we really want to get out of this. It's indecisive. It's going to break. Yeah, off they go. Now they're light javelin men, so we don't actually have any problems with this. We should still be okay here. This one will become a bit of a problem. Could start to bring these through. They're going to be equally poor. Don't want to go up against that one on my own. I'm going to bring this one back around again. Let's turn it back around again, this way. We're sort of stuck in here now. Yeah, I've gone way too far. All right, so we'll move this one across into here. Which does give them a flanking attack there. They're going to get flanking attacks in through here as well. But I'm sort of stuck there now. So this is going to be a bit of a. We're going to be losing on this side and gaining on this side. Just got to hope that we can do enough damage on this side to sort of win the battle. We are losing a little bit. We'd be fighting uphill if we go that way. I don't want to do that. But we do actually have, we should be able to now charge in and really destroy this if we can get there fast enough. So quick and see who still hasn't moved. Yep, just those. Good position behind there now. We can do rear attacks there. Try to get these out of here. We've evaded. Now they've got us. They're broken. So we're up to 10% now without breaking. They're at 23. We should be okay here. This one should break. Yep, off she goes, and away we go again. We're up to 28. So javelin men have certainly suffered here. And we're now being overrun this side. Now the Brythonic foot that we've got this group in through here. Now this will then charge in and that will then run away. I'm going to take that and we capture it. I know we didn't quite get there. That one's in the middle of doing that one. That's in the middle of doing that one. These across. Attack there. They can't really turn and attack us. I'll get these ones ready to attack either side. So if I attack that one at the moment, it's not really good enough. Turn the unit, and that's now locked in. Essentially, it can't really move off and do anything. And I'm just going to get this one sort of in a position. I'm going to keep it where it is actually. Let's keep on harassing. Now that one's already broken. Is it? Yeah, no, these are already broken. They're going to try to come back and protect what they've got. So now we move back in around and move these up. So we can't attack yet. And we will collapse in here. Come on. Get it to run. Oh, we did a good job there. And we're just going to struggle here now. Okay. So they're all running back. This one's in trouble. See what actually happens in through this other side now with the combat. So hopefully we can get rid of Seaward the Stout fairly soon. Just double check and see who we've still got left. Yeah, this one here, I'm just going to keep this one because this one's still open. It can actually sort of come in and block us off. But this one has to now make a decision about what it's going to try to do, and it's sort of locked in between these different forces. So whichever way it goes, we're going to get flanking attacks against it. Charge on that one. Disrupted it, that's good. So we're now into their main combat line. This one rallied, unfortunately. Used to hold on. Actually, it might have been ours that rallied. They should collapse. They're still going strong. They're chasing us away. So it's been a fairly difficult fight for us, ultimately. This is now turned around to face the Ostman. But we now actually have... We now hit this in the rear. If I attack it... And it's become fragmented straight away. I can hit this one in the rear. And it's become fragmented as well. This one should drop. Although we don't really have an advantage there. Let's see if we can get this one to go. Nope, indecisive. We're going to have to do that one at some point. It should drop. Yep, fragmented. I can't attack across a group. And similarly, they can't attack me. So I can now turn to face these. No, nothing we can do there. So they've turned to face us here. So now we can come back in and attack this. Now if I attack directly into here, we do have a win, but we don't actually, they've not engaged with us on this side, so I'm better off waiting here and bringing this one across. I'm going to now move this one up as well. I'm going to wait until we end up with it engaged. Well, it's going to be turning to face that side. I could engage. Yeah, I could actually just overwhelm it. Particularly with this one here. Let's do it. Nothing there just yet. This one may engage with us here, in which case we'll run away. So we'll figure out what to do there. They're so close to dropping now. come back in against the Huskarls. Bring them in to sort of surround these and destroy them. We do have to do this one, unfortunately. Nothing there at this stage. Okay, who else have we got left? Still got this one. I'm going to keep that one back. I'm going to keep that one because I don't know what this one's going to do. And then we've got these. It's been stuck. Okay, that's good. That'll keep them occupied. Yep, we're back to there. Okay, we'll end our turn there. You see, the combination of my forces isn't fantastic with what we've actually got here. Hold on, hold on, hold on. We should withdraw. No, we didn't. It's broken, that's good. Held firm. That's broken as well, that's good. And we may get another attack in here as well. They're disrupted, here we go. We're now going to see the collapse of their army, that's broken. So they disrupt as they fail, like this. And we should have them now. This is a shame about those, we're going to need to get replacements there. We get the flanking attack in through this other side, that should run, there we go. The enemy has lost heart, you are victorious. So that was a good attack for us. It was, if we have a look, I'll just click on close. And through there, we did actually lose 12% of our army, which is a bit of a problem. So we lost more than what I really wanted to. So we now launch Kingdoms again, and I should be able to, once this one does come back in, put back on the sound. So we're going to import the most recent battle. So we do that one. So Von Hood's saying, isn't there a danger the foot soldiers will try to follow the light cavalry downhill, Hastings-wise? Yeah, basically it depends on how trained they are. Like if they're trained, it is. Yeah, then that would be fine. So. Yep, so Sebastian Figures then saying Field of Glory Kingdoms, a strategy game set in the Middle Ages. Yeah, still the early Middle Ages anyway. So you can see through there we did actually lose one of our light javelin men. The others took a bit of damage through this other side. We did wipe out a lot of what they actually had, including the Huskarls. They didn't get away. I'm thinking, is that Seaward? I think it is. I think he's still okay. So I think he got out of there. I can now put the sound effects back on. That's good. Yeah, light militia back into this other side. Yeah, peasant militia back in this other side. So they've taken a big beating. We didn't get any of the mercenaries, but we've pretty much wiped out their infantry. So we had 2 Ostmen, but they only showed up as 1. And the Brythonic foot took a bit of a beating through there as well. All right, we won the battle. And there may be a second battle. Still processing the turn. And we really need to come back now and lick our wounds. So it's now running through all of the different aspects. Again, you see those little tips. That tip is saying exactly what we did. We targeted the enemy army, so we chased it down into the field. If it had moved off, we would have followed it off the fields as well. So it says there, if you find yourself expending too much energy countering an enemy force, consider targeting the enemy army directly rather than its location, so that your move order becomes an intercept order, which is exactly what happened. In fact, I think that they were even moving, I don't know where they were moving to, I thought they were moving down into our territory. So anyway, that's good. We've done well through there. Now, our progress tokens, we've still got 3. We're not close really to going up a level. So you can see there the Seljuks have actually now got the 5th progress token, ascending Grand Sultanate. So they're really, really on the move in through here in terms of becoming very, very strong. All right, let's go and let that one go. So in terms of the important messages, you received a new regional decision, call to arms. Now this one here is having this decision, changing the odds, imply a monetary cost. Yep, control right click to sell under. Yeah, okay. So if I just go to it, so targeted region will get 200 equipment points received after the next recruitment phase, but a penalising modifier will be applied the following 12 turns. Okay, so this just allows us to pick up what we would then need it doesn't give us actually armies, and I was hoping for armies. All right, that's okay. So that was one of them. So marching forth as knights of old, we've subdued Lancashire and seized it from the clutches of Northumbria. So Northumbria has now taken a bit of a beating from us as well. We can see there that there's an English army running through here with only 3 units. Edward Goldingham back and through this other side. We do actually have our ally is protecting the borders. We'll come back to everything else. So much, so the clutches moving through there. Battle was fought, and again we see what actually happened through there. That was again a good battle from our perspective, but we did lose a little bit there. So I don't really want to be marching into West Riding, because there's 15 defending units there, and our units are now fairly damaged. So I'm going to move them back away from what's going on. Yeah, so you can see through here, Northumbria army has been pushed back from Cheshire by a hostile army marching in the opposite direction. And so this was actually us. So they actually were coming into Cheshire. They were actually attacking Cheshire, but we went back and we ended up push them back and then attacked them once they actually sort of hit back into Lancashire. All right, what else have we got in terms of the information? If we just go and again, it's worth having just a bit of a look over these different things. So we've got it's developing this region using the workforce provided by local peasants. Several signs tell us that the next few months will be particularly harsh for men and crops. So we can expect a harsh season coming up. It's now 1067. Back through here, Shepherd House has been completed at Powys. And again, that will just automatically then start building the next thing that we want to sort of then end up having. If we, again, just change this one around, so we end up with foreign messages, and just see if there's anything that sort of pops up in the over through here. So what do we end up with? The banners of Wessex are raised in defiance of England. War is upon them. This is war. The soldiers of Wessex draw their swords against the armies of Mercia. All right, so Wessex has now also joined. It's now a 3-way war between Wessex, England, and like we're not allied with Wessex, but now the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So we may sort of look to try to do something else through there. Oh, here we go. This is the sort of stuff that we miss if we don't actually turn on these other messages, these foreign messages. So we've got ourselves during a diplomatic sojourn to a neighbouring realm. Earl Alfgar's life was tragically cut short under mysterious circumstances. Following the death of Alfgar, William the Conqueror has risen to the challenge to lead East Anglia to prosperity and glory. Now, William the Conqueror is not the William the Conqueror we saw die in the last turn. Given the legitimacy of the new ruler, the nobility has whatever. There's some message from their side. Back over here, after long and arduous tracking efforts, armed men in Suffolk neutralised the nuisance caused by a bandit lair. A storyteller in Suffolk recounted the heroic deeds of Chasson de Gest that led to the demise of a foul menace to the region. So the bandit lair was destroyed and 10 legacy was gained for East Anglia. So East Anglia is sort of just doing its own thing at this point in time. Looks like there's more population in Lincolnshire. There's the Northumbrian army sitting back over this other side. I'm going to move back into Cheshire, I think, which is an open plain, which is good for me. Now, what else have we got? Let's have a look and see what's happening, if anything happened over here in Normandy. Looks like things have settled down here a little bit, so there's no messaging that we're sort of seeing over this way. Yeah, so France is very, very fragmented, but seems to have had a fairly peaceful turn, that last turn. In Ireland, nothing much is happening. In Scotland, actually, we haven't been looking at Scotland, and it may be worth having a bit of a look to see what's going on. So now it says, for besieging Wick in Sunderland, Scotland inflicted a few casualties against a defender. Now, this is Norway. So Norway controls these areas. New population there. Let's have a look back at previous turns for Scotland, because we haven't really been looking at in the north. And so if we have a bit of a look to see what's going on through this other side. So Lothian was also at war with Scotland by the looks of things. While besieging Glasgow, Scotland inflicted a few casualties against the defender, which would be Lothian as well. So that was in turn 20. Lothian looks like they sort of won it. Turn 22, Glasgow or Scotland did some damage. Turn 13, religious agitators in Strathclyde subverting the population. 23 being landlocked in Strathclyde. Yeah, the fleet was seized by Scotland. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on through there. Irin of Lothian ordered his main army, made up of no less than 15 units, to join your forces. This is actually back into with Scottish forces. Battle is fought in Lothian between Norway and Lothian. A battle has been fought. So Lothian is looks that should still be Scotland, I think. Yeah, with whatever's going on through there, battles fought. There's been a lot of battles here between Scotland and Norway, all the way through. Norway, Scotland. Not seeing deaths of rulers, though. Battle's been fought in Argyll between Norway and Scotland again. So this is sort of why Harold Hardrada, who is over in Norway, probably won't be attacking England anytime soon, because he's really got his work cut out for him back up this way. Scotland and Norway again. Battle is fought between Scotland and Norway while besieging. Yeah, so between Sunderland, Norway inflicted a few casualties against a defender. So I don't know if there's a Scottish army up this way, but it looks like there's certainly a lot of attacks with the Scots against Norway. So lots of things actually sort of happening through there. Yeah. So anyway, that's sort of what's happening over recent times. Let's just go back to the stock standard. All right, geez, we're nearly out of time for today. Let's continue on a little bit longer, though. So Wessex. Now, Wessex is interesting because now it's actually declared war. Alliance. You're requesting the other nation to ally with you. They have a few turns to accept or reject your offer. Now, this is you can see there the basic acceptance chance is -5%. Relationship is 0%. You're at war, so which means that they don't really want to get involved in the mess that we're in. We're at war with allies. Now, that's a 20% because we're actually fighting the same thing. Relative combat power between us, -5%. We are not neighbours, -10%. We are fighting alone, 10%. So, again, we're not tied up with other messy arrangements. You have allies of you have allies of vassals. Yep, we do, which is Dubith. You own some land that we claim for ourselves. That's -12. So I think they actually have a claim on Powys or something like this in the middle here, I think. I mean, we can find out, but it's sort of, I'm not going to really worry too much about it. So alliance is really out of the question. So that's just not going to happen. Royal marriage. So propose a royal marriage. One of your daughters will marry a son or important noble of the target. So basic acceptance chance here is 12, but then with all the other different bits and pieces, we're not actually neighbours. So it's not really going to happen. And then in that case, either passage rights, again, not going to happen. Offer a gift, that would be at least a start. Look, this is now going to cost me even more than what was happening last time. I think we now do this way. Let's go and offer them a gift. So we'll do that for this turn and try to sort of get them on side. Our forces, I do want to move them out of here and away We've lost one of our javelin men. Let's get fairly central. If they take that back, they take it back. Now, our armies. It's actually it's either Ostman. Ostman is just going to cost me a lot, though. The ones we have are not mercenaries. They're standing army Ostman that we actually have it with our group. For Ithonic Foot, I think we're going to have to go that way. I think we need another one of these. So, right click to add to the queue. Let's just go and do that one. We get it next turn. We can then sort of move it off. Do I get a second one? Manpower is actually not too bad at the moment. Yeah, let's go and grab another one of those. Actually, no, I'll just get the one. So we're going to have less skirmishes, but more of the others. Okay, and then we just need to heal up for a turn or two. So I think in terms of our regional decisions, we've still got 13 there. I'm actually happy enough with that, so I'm just going to leave that one where that is. And we'll come back down eventually down to Mercia. It looks like Wessex possibly will be fighting through here as well. Wessex is in an interesting position here. Very interesting, actually. So that is quite fascinating, actually, just to see what does go on there. All right, so we're going to give Mercia back its territory, but we'll just come back into Cheshire and sort of leave our. We'll just winter our forces here and try to build them back up again, get them back up to full fighting strength. We shouldn't be suffering any attacks. They probably won't even attack here because they'll be worried about the army that we actually have. I'm more wanting to finish off Mercia than anything else at this stage. I could actually see if England will now come to the table. Yeah, final peace chance is 100%. Yeah, really. So they're overstretched. Relative combat power between us, we're high. You despise some nations we appreciate. War duration, yeah, it's gone on now for long enough. You own some land that we claim for ourselves. Clauses end of the war score really does push this one up. But yeah, they hate us. It's the foreign policy, help if trusted future ally. If a nation you plan to ally with is being attacked, yeah. So this is actually something for the future. So I don't know what we've got there. Yeah, so there's different ways we can sort of then do that as well. Yeah, future ally. Let's just go that way. All right, so Mercia. Again, they can't do it because we'd have to go to peace with England. But it's a white peace. We need to crush them. Yeah, I don't want to do that just yet. And Northumbria as well is vassal, so that they can't declare peace to themselves. Yep, let's just leave that where that is. Just keep the war going, I think. That will be fine. Okay, so we'll end our turn there. It's, I think now turning into 1068. So England invading one of the areas that we actually had under our control? I think it may be. So process the turn. Right, we're still just hovering around with these 3 progress tokens. So it says, royal marriages are an important diplomatic tool. They require a female character over 14 in your court and can have significant long-term effects when one of the rulers of the 2 involved nations dies. So that may be something we can do with Mercia, potentially, once we actually, hang on, here we go. England's proposing to settle peace. Now, if I go yes, focus to event, yeah. Let's have a look and see what it says. Alright, so war's taking its toll, and England is proposing peace through here. A few clauses. So England is offering to abandon a claim on Purfleet, so it actually has a claim on that one. Cede the region of Hereford, Cheshire, Lancashire, and Worcester to us. Yeah, we'll definitely go with that. All right, that gives us a very, very powerful presence in England, basically. So we've taken the whole west of England. So they're now too stretched with Wessex happening through here. So we'll accept the treaty. A counter proposal. There's nothing. Everything we've got, we're going to be actually taking. So yeah, we'll accept the treaty. This is a big one for us. So that then gives us, we're no longer at war. The relationship is still terrible with them, and yeah, that's going to be good. So that sort of works in well for us. So if we have a bit of a look to see how this then works. So we've now got we've got other provinces. They'll have to sort of figure out what we can do with these. We no longer really need to worry about this. Is Wessex's army. So Wessex is back into here, besieging Mercia. So Mercia's now got other problems. Our force in through here, we don't need to worry about. England hate us. Wessex is friendly with us. I think we'll continue. I think Wessex will end up winning this one as well because we've weakened England so much. So a significant gesture of goodwill. Griffith ap Llewellyn of Wales bestows a large sum of 80 money as a generous gift to Wessex. So that's good, and that's going to then improve their chances. If they take Mercia, then we will be neighbours, in which case we may end up with a royal marriage. Again, it's only a 7% chance at this stage. And I'd like to, well, we can even do that with, even with something like Northumbria. No, we still, hang on. Yeah, they've still got, yeah, agree, cancel this act. Yeah, so we're doing the agreement. So this next turn will be the agreement. You have assigned a new regional decision, spy on nobility. Now, I don't need that one. I'm going to sell that one off. So we'll get rid of that one. That's up. We're up to 14 of 16 now. Just got to be careful we don't go over the limits. All right, and that is pretty much. England has invaded Worcester. I will move back down into Worcester. This army as well. Actually, I can just tell it to chase this other army down. But that should now settle the peace treaty. We'll just come and relieve this just in case we need to. Who's commanding that one? This is Edward Goldingham. Be strong enough. Just spearmen. Alright, new population in Purfleet, and the immense Lord Manor has been completed there as well. So if we have a bit of a look to see, we haven't really gone through, actually, one of the things I forgot to mention actually is that the reason for this series that I'm doing is because it's sort of following on the tales of, on the on the shirt tails of the very short historical videos that Slytherin have been putting up. And in the previous 3, which is basically sort of now focused on Maritime, I was going to talk about the Maritime group that was actually besieging us back in through here, but it was almost the one from before, and we didn't get to see it. I could actually bring it back in just to sort of quickly show it, but essentially there's different types of ships. Now in this era, Norway has got like the longboats, and I think some of the Irish have got those as well, but the boats that Northumbria was using were, I think, a lower quality boat when they first attacked us, and I don't think I've got a save game to be able to sort of really show that one. So we'll just continue on, but that's this is the reason for this one. And so, of course, we'll be coming back again in 3 or 4 weeks to sort of do the next iteration of this one. But we are now at peace, so we'll try to sort of get something maybe with royal marriages or do something along those lines as we sort of come back to it. Received new regional decisions, so spy and ability, yeah, we don't want that one. Again, I can just go back through and have a quick look around to sort of see what's going on with everyone else. Actually, I'll just do it this way, so we can sort of see down through there. In Gloucester, Mercia has enlisted talented combatants. They show a variety of skills. A battle has been fought between Wessex and Mercia. The struggle of Mercia versus Wessex again took its toll, as many deaths are reported in the population of Gloucester. So Gloucester is really suffering. Back in through here, battle has been fought between Dubith and England. I don't know if we can see. Yeah, this is it through here. England versus Dubith. Now, if we just go and watch what actually happened with this one, I'll see if I can see the other one as well. Yeah, they've got a strong group against a whole lot of. Even though they've got they're outnumbered, most of the Dubith forces are just skirmishers. And so here we go. They've got abilities in through this other side where they've evaded. Then they should destroy these. There's a flanking manoeuvre. A little bit of damage done, but not really enough. Destroyed that one as well. This is where the balancing of forces is very important. And then there's got another one, another flanking manoeuvre. Pursuit, they actually charge through with their spearmen and finish off the Dubith cavalry. Alright, so that's what happened in that particular one. England won the battle. So we can see if we can, and so that was with our ally. There's a siege going on through here as well at the moment, but let's actually see if we can see this particular battle here. Yeah, this is Wessex versus Mercia. And so we've got Wessex up above and Mercia down below. And Mercia has only really got some mounted huscarls in this case, very, very strong. But they're these ones have got they've got huscarls on the outside edge. They've got spearmen in the middle there, going up against the mounted huscarls. The early armoured spearmen back into this other side as well. Javelin men take on their archers. Yeah, so they've certainly got an advantage to round them up, but it still should be an interesting battle with the mounted huscarls. So the ranged area, they managed to do a little bit of damage against those. And so in this case, the raw spearmen are clumsy, and they're going up against. So this one they've got an advantage, but they do actually have 2 die rolls, and that was very, very close. To dominate those against skirmishers. Again, this will be interesting. So close in through there, and they'll dominate these as well. And the pursuit, push those huscarls away, and the huscarls then escape. Wessex won the battle. There we are. So their smallish force is now sort of attacking into here. Right, so that's sort of, again, I really like, I should have been doing this earlier, just to sort of show, the different things that show up around the map. There we go. So he's got another one. Another one died. This is Munster this time. During diplomatic sojourn to a neighbouring realm, Seichik Don MacBrian's life was tragically cut short under mysterious circumstances. Following the death of Don Chad MacBrian, Lachlan has been proclaimed the new ruler of Munster. So these are different. So Leinster and Munster are different. Nothing else happening through there. Whoa, burning of books. In Galloway, zealots of a heretical sect are inciting the population against Galloway. So there's going to be internal strife there. Battle has been fought again. I don't think we get to see this because it's just too far away. So we don't get to actually see what's going on through there. So Macbeth, the Red King, is satisfied, claiming Regent Angus has been conquered by the armies of Scotland. So Scotland is on the march. Here we go. We've got a death in through here. Okay, that was just a Inverness. Norway was raided by Lothian, so Lothian back down through here, and Scotland will be working together. Mineral vein has been found by prospectors. While besieging Wick, so Scotland inflicted a few casualties. So a battle has been fought in Sunderland between Scotland and Norway. Looks like there's some sort of format issue there. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, so there's a bit going on around the place. Let's have a quick look down at these locations. Normandy agreed that some peasants of Cottenham will acquire their own land and workshops, and then we do actually have a battle has now been fought in Bayeux between France and Normandy. Looks like France may have now taken that area, so Normandy looks like it's going to be completely crushed here. Henry Capet is satisfied, claimed region has been conquered by the armies of France. So France has completely smashed Normandy in this particular alternate history that we actually have going here. Yeah, that's interesting. Some really interesting things in through this other side. All right, well, we'll end our turn here and just watch the actual peace settlement. So we actually do have the proposal through there. So we'll just double check. Just want to make 100% sure. We have, yeah, we've got our agreement. We don't want to cancel that. In turn. And then we'll call it quits for today. With peace finally between us and England, and we've now taken all of the all of those other provinces. So they've pushed back Wessex. Peace in our time. Still sitting on 3 progress tokens. Just not able to really sort of do much with this one. Papal states are actually also improving. It's interesting. Ledger is your friend. You can find a lot of information. Yes, you can. There's so much detail in this game. Okay, Wales and England have called a truce and will stop fighting for now. We've settled peace. That's good. And so we now end up with basically all of this territory. So I'm glad we did actually go out and grab Lancashire. It gives us a lot that we can now go and play with. Yeah, they don't like us. -94. This is a bitter piece for them to swallow. So look and see what else we can see. While besieging Gloucester, Wessex did not manage to inflict casualties on the defender. Back through there, there's a battle has been fought in Oxford between Wessex and Mercia. In fact, let's just double check. We'll go back to ours. It's the foreign ones. Important religious figure of England has come to Lincolnshire. So religious festivities and processions ensued for the benefit of the populace. Yet the relation between Dubeth and England to increase somehow, as the terms of the peace treaty were generous. What have we got through there? It's a Scottish fleet. This is actually, well, this shows us things. Okay, let's have a look at this fleet in through here and finish this one off, because as I said before, the videos that have been going through have been about fleets and so and about ships. but it's sort of more for a later area. So we've got the Scotland fleet running through here. You can see it's fairly ragged with what's going on, but overall it looks pretty good. And so they've got medium round ships, so they're not long ships that you sort of see through here. These are light round ships, and then we do actually have light war galleys down through this other side. And so I think if we go to control, I don't think we can sort of get any other real detail with these. I wish I could show long ships because they're even better again. But if you are interested in like the difference between these galleys and the like, these are essentially sort of mainly rowed back and around, very poor combat abilities. These galley in coastal waters back and through this other side, I think they have to stay in coastal waters. They can't go into deep ocean. These ones here, light sail ship in coastal water, they do get a bit of an advantage in the coastal waters back and through there. So that as they sort of come back into the into land through here, these are actually fairly good. I don't know where they're heading off to. They must be moving elsewhere. These are all Lothian ships back and through here. And a good attacker, so James de Ercoladoon, the uncle of of Macbeth. Anyway, we can't see too much about what's going on with those. You can have naval combat. It doesn't play out, of course, in Field of Glory Medieval, but you can of course play that out in like where the ships will then sort of line up with the same sort of deal. Let's just quickly go through our messages, and then we'll start the next session off at peace. So we have the relationship between East Anglia and Wales increased somehow. So in terms of the peace treaty, we're generous. England increased, but it isn't in reality, I don't think. So Northumbria, Mercia. So that's all of those wars now finished. So you've removed a new regional decision, removed civilized, which I'll come back and look at those in the next episodes. We'll come back and sort of restart those things. The Kingdom of Wales has now improved and increased a lot with these new additions. We've got 4 new areas to Wales, and we've got a lot that are now out in the open plains. So we've got 1 hill and 3 plains provinces, which for the structure of our army is going to be very, very good. Our army, we can now start to look at rebuilding a little bit if we need to, but overall everything's looking very, very good for us. So thanks for watching, guys. I will leave it there, and so we'll be back in a few weeks' time to continue on and just see what we can then go and do as Wales. It looks like England may not survive against Wessex. That could be quite interesting to see what actually happens with the neighbours. Again, using that new message, or not the new messaging system, but looking at the foreign messages to sort of see what's actually does go on with that. It's quite a nice little system that they've got here. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.